That's what we need to do. We need to get Bert Kirshner on the show, and all the guys like simultaneously rock the Bert Kirshner.
Nice.
It'll be the greatest video episode ever.
I think I might sit that one out.
Oh, it'd be fucking hysterical. Just an entire cornucopia mess of Skype video feeds of fucking topless men.
Nice.
Fuck, there's pre-roll. Found it. What's up, motherfuckers? It's another episode of World 1-1 Podcast.
Choose your fighter!
I am your host, Larry the Bearded Machine Wonder. Joining me tonight, Kathy's already dying.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful episode tonight. Because Larry is back and he is ready to go.
No, I think I've just hopped up on fumes at this point.
God. Damn.
Huff glue!
Don't do that! Spit it out! Shit.
Don't spit, swallow.
Depends on what's in my mouth.
Ta-da!
How you doing, Josh?
And Josh, who promised he would be drunk tonight.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
How many bottles of sauce in are you?
I don't know. 10, 12, something like that.
12-ounce curls?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
Shit. So I've done this in the backwards order at this point, but fuck it. Before we get into the meat and taters here, make sure that you find us at our home on Podbean at world11.podbean.com. I'll spell it out, all one word. Checking us out and beating the subscribe and the notification button like it owes you fucking money. Make sure you take a peek at our Twitch channel where we live broadcast this bullshit every Wednesday. You can also find us on Google Play Music and iTunes and Spotify. And you can like the Facebook page and follow on the Twitters. And I got it all in one. Yeah, motherfucker. So, that being said, I've been out of it for an extra week, so I'll save it for last, as I normally do anyways, but,
Oh my gosh!
Video games.
Josh, what the fuck have you been playing? You've been traveling. Tell me you have interesting traveling gaming adventures.
Not as interesting as I'd like, but I do have a few things. So I'm playing Zelda Link Between Worlds again. Still kind of into that. Yeah, I'm still playing that. I kind of put it down a little bit because I got back into Hollow Knight. I started a new game in Hollow Knight, and I'm really enjoying it. It's better the second time through, at least for me it is. Because I'm starting to realize, I know the mechanics already, and I'm starting to find things I didn't find my first time through, and I didn't really appreciate the first time.
Mm-hmm. There's serious legitimacy in that, by the way. Because if you go back, I want to say it's around March, April, somewhere in there, on the show last year. It might have been early to midsummer. But in any case, I had bought Hollow Knight on PC, and I tried getting into it, and I had a bitch of a time. Like, I put it down, it didn't fucking hook me. and it wasn't until they actually just instant dropped it on Switch at E3 last year that when I bought it again, going back into it, that it finally fucking hooked me, because at that point, the second time round, picking it up and having stepped away from it for a while, I'm like, okay, I know better what I'm getting into now, because the first time I had a preconceived expectation in my head that it didn't match up with, and I'm like, okay, I'm staring at it again, and it looks too good not to. I just needed to shake what I had thought I was getting into and wasn't there, and go into it now knowing what I was getting into, and I had a way better fucking time.
Right.
So the second attempt was totally way better. The first time I actually did not even. I think I played for 2-3 hours and said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out for right now."
Right. I mean, I really enjoyed it the first time I played, but I did not see about half the stuff I'm seeing now, and I'm really having a good time with it. So, especially since we did that Nintendo Video Game Book Club podcast a while back, but I'm seeing a lot more stuff just building on. I think it just needed a little time to percolate. And I played a little bit. I started Wonderful 101 again, but I did not get very far into that either. And I need to concentrate on that more. And that's for the book club, but I know I'm way behind on that. So
the whole book club is kind of way behind, and
I know.
I'm going to momentarily pause here just for show notes. Speaking of way behind, yes, the book club is totally way behind. So any of our listeners that are into the book club, I promise it has not been forgotten. I've just kind of been, I can't even say I've been putting out fires. I've literally just been taking one fire and moving it to another place, and hoping eventually the whole fucker doesn't burn to the ground altogether. But book club is still totally on my fucking radar. I have literally just not had the opportunity to tend to it. That being said, I'm really, really trying my damnedest to get that shit back under control again inside of the next month. I can't make a hard promise on that, but I promise it's being worked on in the background. But excuse me. And then the other brief show note is, total apologies for this past week's show not going up at its normal time on Friday and taking so fucking long. I had serious internet outage issues due to the bipolar vortex that came trouncing its way through the Midwest where I'm at. And the insane cold apparently seemed to have done some damage to my cable lines, and it fucked up my internet for like a week. So I was literally not able to get editing and posting shit done, but it's moot point now. So in theory, you guys should be getting this a day or two after you got last week's episode. So huzzah! It's a twofer!
See what happens when you're not here?
I know, and then it makes editing a much longer process to boot, honestly. But I won't totally give away all the secrets to my editing magic that makes this show sound semi-tolerable to listen to. But Kathy knows some of it, and I told her, and she was like, "You fucking kidding me? Really?"
I don't think those were my exact words, but that's scary.
That's what you were thinking.
Sentiment.
That was what I was thinking, though.
I knew exactly what you were thinking when I told you how I do that. You're like, really? Like,
That's scary that you. Oh man, this is. Yeah. Wow. I'm afraid now. He's in my mind.
So
anyway,
but back to John. I gotta ask, by the way, just because it popped into my head. Have you been playing any Dragalia Lost?
No.
So have you Dragalia lost interest?
I think so. I'm done for a while. When Kathy starts playing again, then I'll kick back in. Maybe.
Okay. Anything else on the playlist lately, John?
Not too much. I just been getting that old PC of mine up and running so I can start those retro PC games that I really want to start playing. And it's happening. I have time now coming forward the next week or so I'm going to get all that set up and get that ready to go.
I'm so thoroughly pumped for this. For anybody listening that has not peeped out the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel, we've kind of been talking about this a little bit in the background and in the group chat and shit, not necessarily on air, but I think it may have gotten some brief mention on air. But so Josh has been picking up a bunch of like retro PC stuff, and he's got a handful of he's got a fuck ton of old school PC games, a handful of which I will probably come and raid his fucking house in the night and steal them. But in any case, and it some of it's like awesome old like late 80s, early 90s PC gaming stuff, and it feels too niche and too special to just lump in with the rest of our streaming video shit. So we've decided that what's going to happen here is that all of Josh's old school PC gaming streaming goodness is going to get its own little division here at World 1-1. So coming soon on the YouTube channel, you will find a dedicated playlist for all that magic. You'll be looking forward to World 1-1 presents Command Prompt.
I like it.
So, I am totally excited about this shit because there's some goodies that I have not gotten to play or touch in a while that Josh promised me he has, and I kind of want to get involved in again. One in particular, I know I've talked about it on the show, is a fucking favorite of mine. That it pisses me off to no end that it is not available digitally. Which, for the love of God, I don't understand how in the fuck it is not on GOG yet. Because that's kind of where they started with their bread and butter, was old school PC games being reworked and brought up to snuff to run on current OS software. But I miss the Neverhood so much.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
good game.
Fun. Dude, legit, if you have it and you play it, you need to go into the special features and just stream the making of video, because if you've never watched it, that video is fucking awesome. It's a beautiful thing. But in any case...
Well, we'll have to do that, but that's like... that's about all I've been doing. Mm-hmm. Which for me is quite a lot.
Right. So, Kathy, what have you been playing? Because I know you've been playing Fortnite.
And that's pretty much been it. We're getting to the end of the season 7. Actually, we're going into week 10, which is the last week. So, they've just been doing some extra events. This past weekend, they had I think it was the first live in-game concert featuring Marshmello.
God, I saw that.
You weren't there, so what are you getting all...
I'm just trying to figure out how they set this thing up, because if it was in-game and in-engine, how do they fucking structure this so that nobody just runs up and offs them in the middle of this show?
So what they did is they created at about 10 minutes before the time that the event was going to happen, they created a specific game mode that was Showtime. It was called Showtime, and it was a Team Rumble, which was about 30 people separated, or 30 people, so 60 people, 30 on each side. And until the actual time the concert start, it was just like their regular Team Rumble, where you just go around eliminating people, and it's the first team to 200 instead of 100 eliminations. So that gave people time to kind of go around and blow off some steam, get their weapons, and then about 1 minute before the concert started, they disabled all weapons, disabled all pickaxes, and this is something they should have done for all events, but they did it for this one. They disabled everything, so you could not continue to eliminate people. So during the concert, there was no fighting, no nothing. And then once the concert was done, they did a countdown, everybody respawned, and you went back to killing everybody. So so yeah,
right.
so that's how they... So if you got into the game, they made it purposely so that you did not get eliminated and you could watch the event. So they had a whole bunch of servers, everybody on at the same time, and then they did a replay of it at 1 o'clock in the morning. My 1 o'clock Central Time, it was 2 o'clock Eastern, that Sunday morning. So I got to see it twice. It was an experience.
So, for the record, I am thoroughly disappointed because that would have been the perfect opportunity to enact my plan to destroy Fortnite with trolls. I'm just saying, the setting was perfect.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. But off episode. That needs to stop. But no, I mean that was, and that's how they should have done all of the events. And I'm glad that Fortnite realized that, because I've missed some events because I'm getting ready to watch the event, and some asshole comes up behind me and eliminates me.
Oh, that was me.
No, that was not you. I didn't even know you at the time, so I know it wasn't you, because you don't play Fortnite. You've even admitted it to me.
You don't even know me now.
Shut up. So there was that. But as I said, we're getting to the close of Season 7, and a lot of the console players who play with the controllers, they have been feeling a lot of rumblings, I guess is the best way to put it, through their controller at certain points while they're playing the game. So theory going out is that for Season 8, the big event is going to be a volcano is going to erupt and totally wipe out the island. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, only one more week and then we'll see what happens. But other than that, not much else. Oh, I did play Blaster Master because that came out on the NES online.
Yeah.
I did play that for a little bit, and oh my god, I forgot how much fun that game is and how frustrating it is.
And
but my son,
yeah.
It is hard. My son started playing it. He's like, "What is this game?" And he's like, "I see these doors," so I had to show him how to get out of the vehicle, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" I'm like, "Yeah, this is what we had to play when I was your age," but that's really it. It's just been Fortnite because I've been busy and I just haven't really felt like playing. I'm hoping to get more back into Doom. I gotta finish Hollow Knight. Since you guys were talking about Hollow Knight, I have not completed it yet.
I was gonna ask if you'd ever finish that.
What was that?
I was gonna ask if you'd ever finish that.
I'm going to. I just haven't. Just with life and things, I've been stressed. So even video games have not been. I haven't wanted to play. So, but I have to finish my Super Metroid run. Definitely want to start A Link to the Past and Secret of Mana, and trying to think if I had anything else. There's a lot of games I want to start playing. I got tons, but it's just a matter of finding the time and whatnot. So
I can understand that completely. You already know. Fuck. But in any case, so I did actually play some games, just little bits and pieces. No, I take that back. I did manage to carve out almost respectable hunks of time to put reasonable work into a couple different games. I spent some time with my default. I managed to squeak in an hour or two to get a couple runs in on Dead Cells, to which, again, I've gotten no further than I normally get because I don't get to play it consistently enough anymore to actually improve, rather than just kind of maintain my status quo of suckage. But in any case, that being said, I still don't suck hard enough that I can't make it past the concierge. Shots fired, Eddie.
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah, I doubt Eddie's made it any farther either.
But I also before I dropped off, before things started rolling last week, I did mention to Kathy I had actually played because the full version, because I pre-bought, which is something that I pretty much don't ever do with anything digital. I pre-bought Drowning on the Switch, and the full version dropped, and well, from a pure technical aspect, it's a fucking mess. It's nothing pretty to look at, and it's got some just weird rough edges, so to speak, that kind of make me go, really? How? But whatever. That being said, it's not really meant to be a game so much as, it is a walking sim that's there to tell a specific story. And it does tell that story. Again, the story and the writing the writing in the story isn't particularly nuanced. It's pretty obvious, but it doesn't stop it from really hitting on what it aims to. And again, I'm not even entirely sure how much of it is the fact that it's okay that it's not super nuanced or subtle per se, and how much of it is just I was literally in the exact correct headspace for it to click with me. But it did. I kind of totally saw the ending coming. That being said, I actually need to replay it. And my gut tells me that given everything about the game that I can see with my own two fucking eyes, that there's not. But somewhere in the back of my head, I'm going, there's a excuse me.
Bless you.
That there's a branching point that they don't advertise per se, or they don't present to you, that you just kind of have to assume is there, and then go with it. And I don't know if it actually exists, but I want to replay it to find out. That being said, I will not spoil the ending, but with a name like Drowning, it's probably not hard to figure out what's going on. That being said, I want to say it's like $2-3. And I could honestly think of worse things to spend $2 or $3 on, truth be told. But it's, I don't know, for $3, play it. That being said, given certain subject matter, actually, Kathy, I don't know how much I would recommend you personally dig into.
I already read about it.
Okay.
So I know what happens.
Just
I already know what happens, and it'll
we're
be all
just
right.
gonna file it under hashtag trigger warning. God damn it! I hate the fact that I said that.
But I read, because I went and looked at what the game was about when you mentioned it, so, because I hadn't heard of it, so, I know exactly.
Yeah.
I already know what happens, and so.
Right. But you know what I'm talking about then when I say my brain tells me that there should be a fork in the path that isn't obvious, but, and I suspect that if there is, it literally just involves turning your character around 180 degrees and walking backwards. That's literally the only thing I can think that they would have done to make that, because it is absolutely a fixed pathway.
Right.
It's not quite on rails, which frankly would have made it better, truth be told, if it had been on rails. Honestly, that would have vastly improved it, because at that point, just let me hold up or down and put my visual where it's supposed to be. Stop making me readjust the fucking camera to a winding pathway. It's uncalled for.
Right.
Like, this is one of those times that somebody should have consulted Suda 5.1 and gone, hey, can I borrow your Killer 7 on Rails engine, please? That would have worked. But anyways, but the other one that I'm sure I'm about to catch fucking flack for. The difference is, I will wholly acknowledge it is not a good game. But, in not being a good game, it finds a personality and a presence and ambiance and atmosphere that I really like, that just clicked with me in the right ways. And that's Hollow. Hollow is a first-person horror survival game of the sci-fi variety. I know it's on Switch. It might be on some other things, but I bought it on Switch because it was fucking cheap, and I kept staring at it, and it piqued my interest, at least just on premise alone.
Digital download?
It was, only because the physical version doesn't exist. So, eat it. And you know what? As terrible of the game as it is, if it ever did get a physical version, I would fucking buy it. So, But in any case, so to try and describe Hollow, it has kind of a feel of take Dead Space, rearrange it from pure gruesome with like all the fleshy bits kind of thing, leaving a dab of the psychosis, and take the entire atmosphere and the whole thing and skin it with like late 80s, early to mid 90s sci-fi horror movie.
Okay.
It's got kind of that presence and feel to it, and I like that fact. I really do. It sits well with me, and it makes me smile. Visually, it has some problems, but it has problems in a way that it almost feels like it kind of lends to an intentional grainy filter. Like, textures are reasonably low res, hard to see kind of thing. And it's one of those that from a pure technical aspect, it's fucking hot garbage. Pulling back a little bit and just kind of looking at it as a whole, and again, this is just kind of my quirk here, is that I like it because it feels almost B-movie sci-fi horror-ish in a way. One of those, it doesn't quite hit Evil Dead levels of so bad it's good. But almost in the way that with survival horror, how being physically limited adds to the stress and anxiety of the experience. Think a la old school tank controls Resident Evil or Dead Space, where you can run or you can shoot, but you can't shoot and run at the same time, pick and choose kind of thing.
Okay.
Which I like. I like the anxiety that shit induces. Now, even with all that, there are parts of this that I actually just legitimately fucking hate. This game supposedly has 3 run speeds for your character, none of which are running. It has walk slow, walk slightly less slow, and walk like you might be inebriated, but you could probably still pull off walking a straight line. Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of like that. Like,
bad.
you know when you're drunk and you feel like you're walking a straight line at a reasonable pace,
But
somebody
you're really
took a
not.
fucking video, you're going like snail bullshit crawl. Yeah, it's like that. It's like being in the first person of watching that video.
Nice.
Wow.
Additionally, you can tell that this game, and it's not super obvious up front, but when you start reading shit, you can tell that the designers were not native English speaking. When you start picking up written notes and stuff, and it's not real bad. It's just there are a couple of oddities in terms of like typos and like the voice work. Honestly, the voice work's not bad. Like the voice work sounds legit native English speaking.
Right.
And it might actually be. They may damn well have hired somebody native English speaking, handed him a script, and the guy ran with it and just kind of mentally auto-corrected any like grammatical errors and typos as he was reading this script. And if he did, more props to him, because he did a fucking awesome job, actually. But yeah, with like some of the written notes and stuff that you pick up, you're going to see kind of weird little things that just an extra day or two of getting somebody to proofread that shit could have helped a lot. On the other hand, I'm kind of building this headcanon with Hollow that just accounts for it in the fact that these people have gone nuts. Like, there's something that's become pervasive. Insanity has gone out the window, and that the weird, almost correct English, has something to do with the fact that they were slowly losing their minds when they wrote it, and then somehow makes it okay in my head. I know it's wrong. It's not the case.
Well,
but I really enjoy that headcanon.
but they did that in Resident Evil 0, too. If you read some of the notes they had, you could see. So they've done that before, and that can be very effective.
It's not one of those where you know where it's written to make
Right, but
somebody in their mind. You know, reading it, it's just written that way because somebody didn't proof this shit in translation.
but like you said, because it's been done before, you can easily make that thought.
Yeah, like I said, at this point, it's just my headcanon that I'm building in my own little world to make it more enjoyable to me. I think that's half the fun of this game for me. Is I may not actually like this game for what it is, but I do like this game for what I've turned it into in my head, and I'm perfectly okay with this fact.
Well, good
I
for
can
you.
still look at it objectively and go, this game is fucking broken. It is. The lighting is fucking terrible too. Well, no, it's not terrible, but it is terribly inconsistent. There are rooms that are way too dark, and there are rooms that are way too bright, and it's just tedious to turn my headlamp on and off, because if I'm in a room that's too dark and I turn on the headlamp, then it's fairly close to the right brightness that I can see what the fuck's going on. But then I'll go into a room that's actually lit, and instead of just kind of muting the effect of the headlamp then oversaturates everything, and it becomes fucking unreadable unless I turn the headlamp off, and it's just annoying. I'm like, no, just let me leave the stupid thing on and only turn it off if I really want the effect. That would be nice, but whatever. It's a minor fucking nitpick, but in a game that has enough problems already, it really shouldn't have anything else to add to the pile. Like, you've got enough problems. Seriously, fix this one thing. Come on. But I mean, for the couple dollars that I spent on it, I'm not mad, because at this point I'm having way more fun making it up in my head. I think I need to do this with more games. This needs to be a thing for me. I think I need to find, objectively, technically bad games.
Like The Order.
Yeah. And just create a headcanon that rationalizes all the problems. At this point, I'm going to give a great example here. Let's throw back about, 10, 12 years or so to the first Assassin's Creed on 360.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So there was a glitch in the game, if I remember correctly, where you could, basically create echoes of Ezio, or whatever the fuck his name was, in the game in this last boss fight. And it would totally lock the game up if I'm remembering right. Because
I think you are, yeah.
10, 12 years. But, and you could control them all at once. And it was kind of this weird digital echo thing. And I'm now creating this headcanon where it's not like a game breaking bug, but it's actually a glitch in the what the fuck was it called? The
Animus.
The Animus, that's right. I'm sitting here thinking the Oedipus, but at this point, go fuck your mother. So, but yeah, the Animus. I'm sitting here, building this headcanon now, where it's actually just a malfunction in the Animus, and that it's actually happening to this guy in his fucking head as he's being put through this. And I'm like, I kind of like that idea now. Just, I really feel like there's potential here that I just kind of want to find and record footage of awful glitches in games and create a little mini headcanon that explains it in game. I feel like this should be a mini series. There's got to be something to it. I've got to play with this idea now. But in any case, so yeah, Hollow, awful game. I'm having great fun pretending it's not awful.
God, I wish Eddie was here.
I know the copious amounts of shit I'm going to hear about for this. But on the other hand, I'm
You
not
like
claiming
hearing
it's
about
good.
it.
I am telling you it is a fucking awful game. It's a broken game. I'm just having fun making up a story as to why it's broken that makes it fun for me.
Right.
I wonder if secretly that's what Eddie does and he doesn't realize it.
It's like Yono. Like, he can't really like that game. I thought it was okay. I played it for a while, but after about like an hour, I'm like, okay. I give it like a 6 out of 10 because it can't be that bad. You just
Right.
Wow, you went down. You gave it a 7 last
I know.
Wow.
I went back to it a little bit.
Welcome to Tijuana, kids, where Josh goes down on an elephant.
Oh my god.
You're the one that said he went down, and we're talking elephants.
Celestial elephant. Remember
That's true.
Never
Cosmic
mind.
cocksuckers?
I think I like watching Cass's reaction more than anything.
Oh, we found an episode title, kids. Oh, God.
A lot of cock going around in this freaking episode. Oh, fuck this
All right,
shit.
boys and girls, hold hands and welcome to the Circle Jerk. Anyways, so with that being said, I think here's a magnificent place to say break.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to World 11 Podcast. I am Eddie V, one of the people you guys may wonder why he hasn't been on the show, because I work a lot and do other things. But yes, it is time for another Yoshi Yak. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first part of the show and that you guys will enjoy the second part. Hopefully everybody had a great week, had a great weekend, was able to enjoy the Anthem demo. And you know, we have Apex Legends, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about in my actual Yoshi Yak down the line. So I'm gonna hop into what I've been playing. So I'm gonna start with Nintendo Switch. I actually tried out Heroes Trials. It was like really cheap, and it is a Steam greenlight game. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not bad, but it's just like, what is this odd indie game? I mean, like I said, it's not bad. It's an action RPG that you're timed with. So it looks like when you go mission to mission to mission, and you have to beat it within a certain time frame. So the animation is weird. It feels kind of floaty at times. There's just something about it that's just like so odd and so weird and everything. Of course, I've been playing Guacamelee 2. Definitely enjoying that. I think I'm halfway done with that game. From where I got to, I'm still getting some powers. I still got some powers for the chicken in there. So I think I probably got about 30%, 20 or 30% more of that game. Another one that I played, it was Dragon Mark for Death. It's like a 2D RPG, sprite based game. And it's kind of cool. I really am enjoying it. I played it for a little bit. I got like maybe I'm at level 8 in my as my status. But I'm going to jump more into it and hopefully beat it pretty soon by the end of the month. But it's a really fun game. I really am enjoying it. Of course, Fire Emblem Warriors, I'm getting through that game. I'm going to be playing it back on my big TV. I was playing it in portable mode a couple of days ago, and it's fine right there, but I'm just like, it would be better if I played this on the TV so I could see the map a little bit better. So I really do hope to beat that really soon, and then because I'm ready to jump back into Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and get through that game. So I really can't wait for that. There's a lot of Switch games that I gotta go pick up, and so I will be doing that, playing through them, and doing reviews and everything, and just ready to get some stuff out of my backlog. One of the big Nintendo games that I definitely am waiting for is Yoshi's Crafted World. I'm going to try to play that game all the way through. Well, I'm gonna stop for breaks and of course work and stuff, but like throughout the days that I'm playing games, that's going to be kind of my main focus. So hopping on PlayStation 4, played Secret of Mana a little bit more, and also picked up Far Cry Primal with the Ubisoft sale. So really enjoying that. Like I said, we'll be jumping back into Uncharted Lost Legacy. Want to pick up some things, some trophies that I missed. And also downloaded Apex on PlayStation 4. So if you guys are on the PlayStation 4 and want to play Apex Legends with me, I am Okamical, Okamical on PlayStation 4. I also have it on Xbox One. And if you guys want to join me on there, it's the Lyrical one, DALYRICAL one. So you guys can join me on Xbox One. Speaking of Xbox One, played a little bit more of The Division, played some Destiny 2, just been enjoying that. I'm playing as a Titan, so I'm running through the game again with that character. Picked up Killer is Dead for the Xbox 360 as backwards compatible, and starting on there. And actually started up Blue Dragon, and it's not a bad game. I really am liking it. It's a traditional old school JRPG, so I am leveling up, planning my things out with that, and going about my day with it. So, I am really enjoying it. I am going to be spending time with Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, because I'm doing a special optional opinion podcast episode about that. So, yeah. But let me get into my Yoshi Yak, and this kind of deals with Respawn, and I've been talking to some of my friends about this, and Apex Legend is a game in the Titanfall universe, but not actually Titanfall 3 or anything like that. It was a surprise game for Respawn, so my assumption is that they've been working on it. When at E3 last year, Vince Vapala said that they were working on some things, and this seems to be one of the games. We know that they are working on Star Wars Jedi Fallen, and hopefully soon Titanfall 3, because they mentioned that there wasn't no development work going on Titanfall 3. So Apex Legend, it's kind of cool. I love it's Titanfall meets Overwatch. And that aesthetic is a battle royale game, and watching the stream of it or watching the announcement of it got me thinking to be like, where is Star Wars at? Where's this Jedi Fallen? Because we haven't seen the game, we haven't had a preview of it. And while in the midst of my conversations with one of my good friends, we were kind of analyzing it, breaking stuff down, and just having this discussion. And he mentioned, do you think that Apex Legend should have came out for E3? And I said yes, because I understand that they are giving people who love Respawn games this this free game and stuff for people to hold over. But the problem is that they have Anthem coming in 2 more weeks. They have Battlefield 5, the rest of the game with this Battle Royale coming in a couple of weeks. And it's just like, Apex Legend is going to do numbers. Congratulations, because they did 2.5 million. So that's really good downloads. The player base, I don't know how that's going to last, but it's kind of weird to be like, EA got all of these great things, so got these games and stuff coming out, and with Respawn, a lot of people were disappointed that they're not working on Titanfall 3. And my thing is, of course they're going to work on Titanfall 3. I think it's going to be for the next consoles to come out. But I don't think that Respawn should get the hate, or EA should get the hate that they've been getting. I think Apex Legends just came out at a bad time due to the fact that it's going to have its players, but I think it's going to drop significantly due to the fact of all the games that's coming out for this month, all the games that's coming out for March, all the big games that's dropping for Switch in February and April. I'm sorry about that. A Nintendo Direct and all of this other stuff that's coming out. Apex Legends, it's just like, yeah, it's hot now, but it's going to fall back. And I think if it came out at E3, it would get there'd be continuous play, numbers would continue to grow and stuff. But we will see how Anthem does when it comes out on PC and consoles. We will see how Crackdown 3 does when it comes out next week. We will actually see how some of the indie games that come out in April in this month that could take that spotlight and everything, and we'll see what happens when the Division 2 drops, because there's a lot of games that's service games that's coming out, but if all of these things take away from the player base of Apex Legends, and it doesn't even do a dent to the other Battle Royale games on there, then I feel like they would have had a better chance of succeeding more continuously and constantly, having a steady player base in around E3. But we shall see. But if you guys are enjoying it, that's great. And anything, like I said, it is fun. But let's see what happens when other games arrive. So that's going to be my Yoshi Yak. Everybody have a great week. Have a great weekend. Like I said, if you guys want to find me on Xbox One, the Lyrical One, PS4 is Comico. And if you guys want my Switch code, it is on my Twitter page at that Retro Code. Everybody, I'll see you next time on World War One Podcast. Bye.
And we're back. So, this is the back half of the show. We're going to make our way right on over to the news desk. For anybody that watches the video version of this, by the way, which is probably 2 people, if that's probably being generous. That's usually a sound that I just cut out and I use to edit in to make things sound actually good on the audio version. So if you ever wonder why I do that weird thing, it's literally just me leaving myself an audio cue. But in any case, we're actually going to be backpedaling a little bit with News Desk this week, because apparently they saved some stuff from last week until I was here, which in most cases I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But this one kind of, at least for this group, almost requires that I be here, because I'd probably have a conniption fit if I wasn't. So now officially in internet archaeology terms is ancient news. Nintendo dropped us a development update on Prime 4, and the update was we took everything we had, said fuck it, we're doing it over, and gave it to somebody else. That somebody else is Retro Studios, which I know the initial reaction was everybody got really excited about, but I've seen it mentioned a few places, and my thought on the subject was, yeah, but it's not really the same Retro. Because most of the head people,
they're gone.
They buggered off to
343. They went to their own. They did their own spiritual successor to Advance Wars. That Recore and
off to Recore, don't even get me started on Recore.
Oh, I like Recore, but we'll talk about that later.
But I would say Eddie and I have talked about that at great length long ago at this point.
Right.
But in any case, so it's not really the same Retro anymore. Now, that being said, it does kind of lead me to wonder how many people, even like not the head people, but how many like second tier people at Retro are still there from the Prime days, that have the background, that worked on it, and maybe can kind of pick up from where they left off. The other thing that I'm thinking too is that if it's going back to retro, I'm wondering how many of the old Prime assets and, you know, just the basic nuts and bolts you need to get this son of a bitch off the ground, they're still sitting on at least, so that maybe they get to hit the ground running rather than just completely starting from scratch. The other thing that Nintendo didn't really come out and say in the video update regarding development for Prime 4 was that somewhere along the line, Retro apparently put together and pitched a demo for Prime, right? And there's something in there they liked. So somewhere between that and things not going well with whoever the fuck was working on Prime 4, which they never actually said, and we may never actually know. Though, you know, the rumored at least was Bandai Namco, to which I don't know how much stock I put in that. I remember hearing at one point initially that they were putting together a whole new team in-house to work on it. But again, nothing ever officially surfaced one way or the other. So I'm really kind of curious, and you know, the other obvious questions that have been getting kicked around the internet already is, what the fuck happened to whatever the hell Retro had been doing for the last 5 years? Was it actually done? Because it almost makes me wonder. Because here's a point that I had not heard brought up. I'm inclined to think that it was done, because my gut tells me you don't go and pitch a demo to start a new project unless you're fucking finished with the one you were working on, especially that deep into it.
I'm thinking that maybe they were tasked with the Prime Trilogy remaster for Switch. They might have been. And they might have been up-resing all that, doing, you know, the widescreen, all that kind of stuff for that. And they might have used some of those assets to do a demo that they had ideas for.
Right.
It's possible, yeah.
You know, some of the other things that don't really ever get talked about anymore, I mean, it came up long ago, and it seems to have just been completely forgotten about, was at one point, Retro had been working on some stuff to run a 2D side-scroll Metroid game.
Right. But that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It doesn't mean that it's not lingering somewhere.
That's true.
They might have been playing with that. I'm almost curious if they took at least some of the bits and pieces from the idea, because some of it was fucking weird. Like, do yourselves a favor and fucking Google search that shit sometime. But like some of the concept art and the storyboarding stuff they were talking about was fucking weird. Like, really? How did we get here? How does this even begin to fit into anything Metroid? But whatever. But I almost wonder if, especially considering they did fucking tease it in Corruption, that maybe they had been working on Dread.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Because at this point, too, that would be a huge help that to kind of stopgap this, not just the Prime Trilogy, which, if that's the case, if the Prime Trilogy is in fact done and was ready to announce and rapid drop,
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the general internet rumor consensus. But again, at this point, I would like to point out that we've somehow worked our way into an age where rumor seems to suddenly just magically have credence as fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that's fucking weird anymore. Like, everyone's like, oh, there's going to be a January Direct. It's definitely a January Direct. And the rumor just keeps circulating so hard that eventually somebody stops calling it a rumor and just says it is. And there's no fucking, like, foundation for it. And it just gets out of hand. And this shit's been going on a lot in the last couple of years. especially surrounding shit with Nintendo.
It's because somebody wills it to happen. And somewhere down the line, it happened. So now they're like, we can do this if we just wish hard enough.
Right, like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but guess what? The universe doesn't fucking work that way. Y'all need to knock that shit off. And then on top of that, the other piece of that is that everybody gets all fucking pissed off when it doesn't happen. Like,
Right.
But it was, they said no. Nobody fucking said.
Nobody said. Yeah.
Dumbass on the internet say it's going to be a thing. Y'all need to fucking learn how to fact check. Jesus Christ. But in any case, it kind of makes you wonder if maybe somewhere in the bowels of retro, somebody was working on Dread.
I'm sure.
As a side scroll.
Well, they had to be working on something.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, they did the port to Tropical Freeze.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that doesn't take 6 years.
Right. Well, and again, the prevailing rumor had been that they were doing a Star Fox racing game.
Right.
And, nothing is surfaced in any regards anywhere on any of that. At this point, I mean, we can speculate till the fucking cows come home. I just figured I'd kind of throw that thought out there because I hadn't really seen it peddled. And at this point, if we're just going to, deal in rumors as currency, I'm at least going to get rich too, motherfuckers. So,
true.
There you go. There's a hot rumor for you. Retro was actually secretly working on Dread, and y'all just didn't even fucking know it, so eat it. But in any case, which at this point, that rumor has as much legitimacy as anything else, so fuck off. Yeah, I clearly have strong feelings about this.
You're entitled to it.
Oh, I know. But in any case, so I mean, just some things to kind of rattle around and think about. The other thing that I'm kind of rolling in my head here is, given that Prime 4 is now so far away at this point, I almost wonder, or at least I hope, that somewhere Samus Returns did well enough that Nintendo talked to Mercury Steam about doing the Fusion remake that they teased and said, look, we brought this out basically as a last hurrah for the 3DS.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I think we lost him.
Maybe.
No!
Hey!
There you are.
Back.
Okay.
All right. How much got lost?
Probably about 30 seconds, maybe.
You said something about the last hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna go backwards here just for myself because everybody else has no idea what the hell happened. But yeah, no. I'd like to think too that, or I'd like to hope at least that Samus Returns did well enough that Nintendo went back to Mercury Steam and said, all right, so this is clearly a thing, and we need to do more of this with this, whatever, and said, okay, so Samus Returns was a great last hurrah for the 3DS. Now let's do that Fusion remake thing that you guys apparently want to do. And as I remember correctly, that's what they were looking to do originally, was a Fusion remake.
Right.
And they said, no, let's remake this instead, which legit, that was the one that needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it didn't technically need it. All Nintendo really had to do was just contract out with Milton and Company, but that's neither here nor there. Just license that shit, charge $40, call it a day. I'd have been happy. Whatever. Anyways, but and I would like to hope that maybe they went back to Mercury Steam and said, so let's do that Fusion remake thing that y'all wanted to do, because you apparently have something specific in mind, and clearly you can do it and deliver, because Samus Returns was a thing, and except this time, let's put it on Switch. So that
I can see it,
because I think another 2D side-scroll Metroid, but this
we
time
need
finally bring it.
We
Not
need
only that, but Jesus Christ, bring it back to console. This does
Right.
not have to be the exclusive domain of handheld like it has been for the last 15 years.
Well, and the
Right.
Switch is kind of a handheld too, so
It is, and that's the other thing too. I'm like, for God's sakes, if you want to rationalize it out that way, go right ahead. But God, I want an excuse for somebody to make this in pretty high def and put it on my TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of playing this shit on a 4-inch screen. So, you know, Super Metroid was amazing. You know why? Because it was an awesome sci-fi side-scroll Metroid game on a big screen. It was a presentation mindset. You know, it's kind of the same as going, you know, okay, we're gonna sit down and, you know, cuddle on the couch and watch Avengers, you know, Infinity War, and that's fine and good, but it's not the same as, you know, taking the time out to go see it in the movie theater on a big screen. It's a fundamentally different experience. And it's the same can be said between handheld and console. And I think that conversation has merits looking into and, you know, giving some consideration to. And I think that's something that's kind of gone out the window. And granted, with the Switch, that conversation understandably went out the window because it just does both, and that's the end of story.
right.
But, you know, when that was an option, and granted, I get it, because I suspect that Samus Returns was in the works before Switch was really ready to come into full swing on its own yet. And at that point, too, there was some really good,
Concerns.
enjoyable
Yeah.
stuff. Well, I wouldn't even say concerns, but I think there was some really enjoyable stuff in terms of actually using the 3D effect on the system.
Right.
I did. I had fun with it, you know, and already programming it for some of the additional touchscreen and second screen functions I liked. That's fine, but again, you could literally forgo all of that and put it back on a console because, for God's sakes, we already had it right with Super. You know, I'm sorry, I'm perfectly okay if instead of having a full screen map on the bottom, I'm perfectly happy if you just throw me a fucking mini map in the corner again.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Literally nothing wrong with that. God's sakes, it's an option. Use it.
Or even like Hollow Knight, it's super easy to switch
Mm-hmm.
between.
Yeah, just an
You know.
overlay.
Yeah.
So, but
Handle
in any
that.
case, that's just kind of my rant and tirade on the subject. Oh shit. So,
Now Larry's tired. He's got to go to sleep.
I know.
He
Right.
had to say, he's done. We're done.
Right. That's it. Good night. No. What the fuck else were we gonna bring up? There was something else. Oh yeah. So this voice chat thing, Josh, you threw this into the chat room. Why don't you go ahead and take the run on this? And then, like I said, I'm just gonna be a fucking wet blanket.
So like how
Okay,
how
fuck you,
Microsoft
Matt.
how Microsoft now is going to, well, not just Microsoft, but this company. Well, first of all, we'll start with this one. This company is what's the name of the company? Yeah, I can't remember the name of the company now. But they're the same company that does the voice chat for like Fortnite on Switch, and how you just plug in your mic and it works. You don't have to use the app and all that stuff. So now they're going to use that API and they're going to license it out to anybody who wants to use it for basically any console. But I think it's really, you know, obviously it's geared towards the Switch and Nintendo. And you don't have to use a crazy app system with the weird cord and getting all your... And Kathy has firsthand experience at this with her kids and her family.
Oh,
so.
yeah. It was crazy. It was stupid. I'm not going to lie. Nintendo, you fucked up on that one.
So I can just plug in my mic now, or, you know, my headset that I have that I use for Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. I can just plug it, as long as I can just jack it right into the your Switch.
Look at you over there just jacking it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's basically what it is. That's the news story for the week. So what are you throwing down on this one?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
So, what made me snicker was, was that, you know, I saw a bunch of people getting all excited going, holy crap, they're gonna put voice chat into the games that are already out and fix all this shit. And I'm like,
Oh, that, yeah.
Let me tell you how much that shit's not gonna happen. Cupcake.
Oh, no. No.
No.
What? They already made their fucking money. They've moved on.
Yeah.
Good luck with that thought. Could they? Sure. Would they? Makes no fucking financial sense.
The only two games that really are going to high-res studios for Smite and Paladins, because those games make sense to do this for. Because they want.
There's actually one other that I would add into the mix on that. That it does make sense, but I don't see them doing it.
What, Splatoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Splatoon,
That was the one I was
going to
throw.
Great fucking sense.
Nintendo's never gonna add this to it. I don't think so.
I don't see it happening.
Probably not.
They're happily married to their retarded app.
Well, not only that, but
no, they're
Splatoon
not. Actually, I don't think you can use the app anymore.
But I thought Splatoon was supposed to not have any more updates after 2018. I know they're doing another one.
Splatoon 2 is still having a few more updates, but no, Splatoon is done.
So yeah, they're not this late in development.
They're not. No, they're probably starting to work on Splatoon 3. Let's be honest.
Oh,
so
yeah,
probably will show up in Splatoon 3.
Right. That being said, though, I could probably financially legitimize putting it into Splatoon 2, because I guarantee you, if they did, here's the logic train on this one. So we add voice chat into Splatoon 2, make a whole bunch of people fucking happy. There's probably a bunch of people that have dropped off Splatoon 2 that, with actual reasonable working in-game voice chat, would come back to it. It would probably re-buy a new copy to go back and fucking play. Because if they're dropouts, they've probably honestly gotten rid of their old copy. Additionally, if they did it, it brought more people back into the fold on that. I could also see that potentially leading to extra sales for DLC for Splatoon 2, which also makes them extra scratch. And I could see the addition of voice chat bringing in new people altogether that looked at it and went, no voice chat, fuck this shit, I'm out, that's retarded.
I don't know how many people...
There's still a really lively, active scene for Splatoon 2.
There is. Yeah, there is.
I mean, it is a great game. I played it religiously. I played the original and 2, so it's a fun concept, but not being able to chat with your teammates has been its biggest downfall.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Sure.
I think it could, if they added that voice chat, that game, I might go back to it over Fortnite.
Yeah, so...
Can't believe I just said that.
That's one where I could see them retroactively implementing it, and it would make financial sense to do so.
Right.
There would actually be a legitimate money gain.
Yeah.
On the other hand, shit like Doom, yeah, it ain't happening.
No, that's done.
No.
Yeah.
So, but I saw some people getting all excited, going, they're gonna bring my voice chat to Doom that I still play. I'm like, yeah, honey, no, sweetheart.
And if you're playing Doom, if you're playing the multiplayer Doom on Switch, sorry.
Right.
Pretty much. But in any case, so that's a thing. Well, it's not ever going to happen because this is one where there's no financial win. But I would love to see it. I would love to see it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Ooh.
The trash talk would be fuck all epic.
I could see it in Mario Party too. Oh man.
You guys play Mario Party online?
No, but that would be cool if you could.
Okay.
I don't think they have Mario Party online.
No, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
usually meant to. But imagine being able to play
game.
Mario Party.
Mario Party had online stuff. Just about the online stuff you wanted.
So.
Fair. Okay.
True.
So, but yeah, going forward,
There's
maybe we start playing that.
That would be, yeah.
I think the other big question is going to be, too, how much this company charges to license their fucking software to make it happen.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of licensing and charging for things, if anybody didn't see, just in random kind of cool tech news, hang on.
Bless you, again.
In random cool tech news, it's going to happen again in a second here. Oh, why am I blanking on his name? Fuck. Tesla dude.
Elon Musk.
Elon.
Thank you. Elon Musk apparently, just in the last day or two, made the announcement that he will not go after anybody for patent infringement on any of the Tesla patents, technology patents. He's like, you know what? We hold the patent on it, but we're not coming after you. Use it. Free game. Go nuts.
Wow.
It'll be interesting to see what people come up with.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, essentially the fundamental thinking behind that, he was saying, I was reading the interview, was that basically all the other major car companies, their electric car production is so minuscule, and that he views holding the patents, over somebody's head is literally just an obstacle to improving clean energy cars. And so he's like, fuck it. I'm not trying to bogart this shit. For God's sakes, we can't even keep up with the demand for the shit that we have for this. Seriously, let's just fucking throw it out there and make it happen. It's good for everybody. Everybody wins. Go play, do things, use it, make money, whatever. I'm like, that's fucking cool.
That is.
I don't usually see that kind of shit, but that just kind of piqued my interest since we were talking licensing and things like that. That kind of falls under that same category to a degree. But, so yeah, Nintendo, voice chat, kind of sort of a thing happening again.
See it when it happens.
Actually, we had legit voice chat on Nintendo on the original DS.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
I remember the first couple games that had that. The Tony Hawk's American Skate Land.
Mm-hmm.
The original DS had that, which that game was way too much fucking fun. I really, I'm not a Tony Hawk person. It never did anything for me, but fuck, I had a ton of fun with that game. And, well, you couldn't do it during a match in the lobby. Metroid Prime Hunters had it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I do remember reading about that.
So yeah, that's the thing. Anyways, random useless trivia for you. But, is there anything else we want to hit, or do we just want to call it? What do you think?
I don't have anything else this week.
Not too much, no.
Oh,
we need more people. We need more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, more people. Crowdsourcing the show. Works for everything else around here anymore. So, I'm not really going to talk about it because honestly, I'm a cold, heartless bastard. I don't care, and I didn't watch it either. But apparently, Microsoft's Xbox accessibility controller Super Bowl commercial was a thing. So there you go. That's as much effort as I'm going to put into that. You literally get a headline, and that's it. You write your own fucking article at this point. So.
Damn.
You know what? The whole rest of the internet's lazy. I'm entitled once in a while. Fuck it. So, anyways, but I think that's a perfectly good place to call it wraps for the night. So, as always, want to thank anybody that tuned in to check out our bullshit live on Twitch tonight. And thank anybody that, thank everybody that downloads and listens to this or watches this on YouTube as well. Want to thank my delightful partners in crime tonight, Kathy and Josh. I have no idea. I'm not watching the Twitch stream on this, so I don't know if I accurately did this as Kathy and Josh, or if it should be Kathy and Josh, or which. You
actually were correct. You were correct. Yes, you were.
I don't know which way it is currently framed. I'm just watching the.
You're on top, and then we're to the side. So you were right. You were correct.
Beat.
Good job.
Thank you, people. that works.
I'm a people.
Right. I'm people.
Nice.
God.
So if anybody wants to come and put us out of our misery, we're taking applications.
You know what? Just interact in the chat. You know, if you come up with stuff you want us to answer, just put it in the chat. We'll be more than happy to answer.
Feel free to jump in the chat and ask us what our favorite Mario hentai is.
Yeah.
We will totally have a 30-minute conversation about it.
I won't.
Oh, no, I'm totally getting you involved. There's no escaping it.
Shit. So please do not ask that question. I'm glad he was not here last week.
Or you can just submit links to your favorite Splatoon 2
No
37.
links.
Jeez.
For any children listening, do not Google Splatoon 2 Rule 37. Or do. Just don't blame me. And don't show your parents.
Nice.
I'm gonna have a lot of kids in my chat coming in when I play Fortnite. I googled that. Oh man! Or they're gonna be asking me, "What did he mean?" And I'm gonna be like, "Larry, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
Oh,
I hope you're in the chat when that does happen, so that way you can explain it.
I do too. I just want to watch the havoc. Oh God.
At least I didn't run away this time.
No, you managed to stick it out.
But I'm bright red. I can already see it on the screen.
So, but that being said, you know, again, just the quick wrap. You can always find us at our home at Podbean at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, that's all of it. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, good night. Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Peace.